friends, welcome back. If you're new here, welcome. I am Vicki and you're with Gravy in the Kitchen. Today we're going to do the second part of the kitchen reset. So you saw yesterday where we stopped at cleaning the Berkey. So we'll pick it up from right there and continue. This video would have been way too long for me to put it in one video, so I decided just to break it in half and show it in two different videos. So if you are watching, I appreciate you watching the one yesterday, and if you didn't see that, I'll put that link right here. And if you did see it, continue. It's going to be a great day. Aprons on. When you buy a Berkey, it comes with 2 filters and 2 plugs. And you can actually buy some fluoride filters in here to fluoride your water. I'm assuming what it's for. We don't do that. So I actually bought 2 extra filters, so I have 4 in here so that it actually drains faster. Berkey is a 3 1/4 gallon, so I usually put about 3 gallons in here because I do not want it to overflow. It is gravity fed, so it's water from the top is filtered down into the bottom. If the bottom is full, it will not stop. It will continue to filter, and it will start coming out where the 2 pieces sit together. You take the filter basket out, fits right into the collector basket, and it will pour out. So we don't do that. Just use a pitcher. I have a marking right there that shows my 1 gallon mark. And I just fill it up 3 times. When you're filling it up, you want to make sure your nozzle is in the off position, or you're going to have a mess. Alright, it's 3 gallons. Putting the lid back on. And in this corner, I usually keep a shelf that has the husband and my drink packets on it. We keep the bread up here. Underneath that shelf, I keep my 2 half-gallon jars of coffee, as well as the coffee filters. So this is the shelf. We're also going to give this a good clean while we're at it. These are sippy lids that in the summer when I drink cold brew coffee, I use these on my mason jars when I would take them to work. And I would just use it, stick a straw in there, and then I had my cold brew. These were regular mouth sippy lids, and they also had wide mouth sippy lids. And on the front right here, I used to keep my mason jar lids, my drinking lids over here. Did come with a set of 4, but I broke one. So they just hang up there. My coffee filters. The husband used monk fruit. That sugar goes right there. I usually keep a mat underneath my coffee machine and my soda stream, but that's dirty. Since we're doing a reset, we're going to go ahead and wash that also. The soda stream, I can go ahead and wipe that down too. If you can hear, sounds like water draining. That is the Berkey. With the 4 different filters in it, it filters very, very fast. We're going to go ahead and get the oven heated up so we can go ahead and get our hamburger buns in there. Here's our hamburger buns. They have risen. Beautiful. Now we need to put an egg wash on them. So I got an egg with a little bit of water that I beat. And then we're going to rub some egg wash on top of all of these buns. Half of I am going to put sesame seeds. And I decided the husband does not like sesame seeds on his hamburger buns. So that's why I'm only going to do half. And when I have some sesame seeds right here. Just pouring a little bit in my hand, and then I'm just going to pinch them on. Just sprinkle, sprinkle, sprinkle. So I have 6 and 7 with sesame seeds, and I have 6 and 1, 7 that does not. Have the oven preheating to 375. Then we'll bake these. I think they were 20 minutes last time. So we'll put the timer on for 17, and then we'll watch it after that. But homemade hamburger buns, doing its bulk rise and its individual rise while we were resetting our kitchen. So it was no time wasted. We got our spices filled up over there. We got all the countertops cleaned, sanitized, and bleached. So far we have our upper cabinets cleaned. Still need to work on the bottom cabinets and sweep and mop the floor. But we got this. Oven's preheated. Hamburger buns going in. 18 minutes. They're not ready. So I went ahead and extended for another 2 minutes for a total of 20. In the meantime, we're going to start working on the lower cabinets and the floor. I'm going to let the hamburgers go for 1 more minute. Like I said, my kitchen is a lived-in kitchen. I work in this kitchen. It's not a Pinterest kitchen. It's a working kitchen. and it gets dirty. Beautiful looking hamburger buns. The trash can is actually behind here, and because we don't use the handle to open it, we actually just grab it like this and pull it open. It gets so dirty and grimy right down the top. Now I'm going to get down here and get the kickboard underneath. I'm going to go ahead and take the trash and the recycle out, and I'm going to clean inside there also. I'm going to go ahead and vacuum inside the trash can cabinet, and then I'm going to vacuum it, and then I'm going to clean it out, and I still need to do the inside of the door. I'm going to have the trash cans in the bathtub soaking so we can get that clean. Good enough. So we cleaned the inside the trash can cabinet. We have the trash cans in the bathtub at the moment. Now we're going to go ahead and mop the floor. My trash cans are clean. I'm just taking a dish towel and drying them off just a bit. Do you clean your trash can area? And if you do, how often do you do that? And do you clean your trash cans? I do not clean them often. It's only when I reset my kitchen, and I'm actually going to put this on a schedule to do every 6 months, and you're more than welcome to come along while we're doing this. So we're going to go ahead and get the cinnamon buns ready to go in the freezer. So in here I have a cup of brown sugar, 2 teaspoons of cinnamon. This is for 2 recipes. Then I have a half a cup of melted butter. I'll mix that very well together. And I have 3 pans. I have 2 pie plates and 1 casserole dish. And we're going to butter these pans down. And the ones that we did and we put in the freezer on Saturday, I took those to North Carolina with me. And when I baked them at 350 degrees, and they took 40 minutes. I did let them thaw completely so they could do their second rise. And then I put them in the oven. I have a gas oven, and the oven that we used over the weekend was an electric oven, and it did take 40 minutes for those to cook. But everybody, especially Gabriel, my grandson, loved them. Alright, so this is one of our dough recipes. Like I said, we should get about 12 out of each one of these. And I am going to put 8 in each pan, so I'll have 3 pans of 8. Get it nice rectangle. Open up our gushers and finish over here. I'll do that half inch, 2 3/4 of it, one side, no measurement. Use my hands, just easy. Just smoothing out this wash my hands and I'm trying though. Just don't stick to me. Now I'm gonna start rolling. This is actually really nice. Absolutely gorgeous. I'm pulling and wrapping. And we cut it in half. And we cut it in half. So we got 4 pieces. And each one is going to have 2 freeze. That's one can with 8. And our second cinnamon buns. And it's a repeat process. And roll this one up. Cut it in half. Cut it in quarters. I'm going to cut each one of these into 2 freeze. This is 3 pans of cinnamon rolls. We doubled the recipe and we ended up with 3 pans, 8 in each one. So I'm not going to do a second rise on the cinnamon rolls. I'm actually going to put these in the freezer just like this. And when we're ready to eat it, we'll take it out of the freezer, let it thaw and rise again. Then we'll bake it 350-degree oven for about 35 to 40 minutes. I'm going to go ahead and get the hamburger buns cut in half and get these in the freezer. Let me show you the insides. They're soft, but yet firm enough to hold up to a big old hamburger. So put these in the freezer, and then we're going to get started on some pizzas. Because I do not have any mozzarella cheese already shredded, but I do have a bunch of these sliced mozzarella that I did back in May. And I just keep them in the freezer. I'm actually going to cut these up and we're going to use this. So we're just going to kind of shred it with a knife. Use what you got. Don't go out and buy something else just because you don't have it right. But you have the ingredients and just not in the right form. It's okay. We got this. This is a Ziploc bag that we'll put our oil bags back in so we can keep them in the freezer until the next time we need to make pizza dough. You make pizzas. You make pizzas. Just like you like to get to at your home. Ready to eat freezer meals. Just like buns, cinnamon rolls, pizza. When you clean your kitchen, how often do you do it? You clean your kitchen. You can make these as big as you want. I can make the you want. You can make about 12 and 14 inches in diameter. And don't give them out with the and then you might need to run the video. And go keep that. Okay, that was good. This is a 14-inch sheet pan. It's almost 3 inches. Maybe a little bit of sauce on. 1 pan will do 2 pizzas. If you have yellow sauce, you go yellow sauce. What do you want to do? Maybe about 2. Now don't forget the cheese. These videos where we make pizzas in. I don't put cheese on it. I take it out. I part it a little bit. Then I take it out. Now the more sauce on the cheese. Like go ahead and wrap it up in. Right, that is 1. Well, that's what we're really going to know about. The same way. Let's get our pizza in here. There's a little out of one of it. We're waiting for the first one to cook. our boards over again. Just take a little bit of flavor. Sauce. And now we add the cheese. And when it cools down completely, I'll grab it right now and stick it on the fridge and ready to go. So I'm ready to get the last two done, and I'll be back with closing. So these are done for finished for the day. Okay, that's one. So I decided I'm only going to make 3 pizzas. And this last one, I am going to make breadsticks because we're having spaghetti. So I'm putting about maybe 2 teaspoons of Italian seasoning. And I'm going to put in 1 teaspoon of garlic powder. Give that a little swish. Right there. We're going to do the dough the same way we do with the pizza. We're just going to flatten it out. And I'm going to make cheesy breadsticks, so I'm going to put the mozzarella on it. Or, you know, I think I put some Parmesan on it. That's what I'm going to do. I'm going to put some Parmesan on it. So I have some olive oil. I'm just going to swish that around. And I'm going to put our seasoning on there. That's the perfect amount of seasoning right there. And some Parmesan cheese. I'm using this small grater. Just grate that all over this pizza. Alright, that looks good right there. That looks so good. We'll take a pizza cutter and I'm just going to go ahead and start cutting them in little sticks. I'm not going to separate them, I'm just cutting through. And then cut them in half. Look at that. Beautiful. Now we're going to go ahead and cook the breadsticks, but we're going to cook these all the way through because we are actually having these for dinner. We're not going to put these in the freezer. Since we didn't use all the sauce, we didn't make 4 pizzas, we only made 3. I put this in a mason jar. I'll put a lid on this. And this will go in the refrigerator, and as long as I use it within 7 days of today, we are good. So because I only have 3 pizzas now in my freezer, I know we'll be eating 2 before too long. And then I could go ahead and make another set of pizzas, and I'll use this at that time. So I decided I'm going to make spaghetti with meat sauce tonight. And I said last time, when I run out of pasta sauce, pizza sauce, that I was going to start making my own. Well, that is today. So in this pan, I had a little bit of olive oil and a pound of ground turkey. Use any kind of meat of your choice. Whenever handling raw meat, make sure you wash your hands. I'm going to go ahead and get this meat all brown. Then we'll move on to making the sauce. And here's our breadsticks for dinner. Oh, smells so good. 3 cans of tomato sauce. I'm going to go ahead and dump those in. Got a little bit of water. giving it a swish. Dump it into another can, give it a swish. I'm going to dump it in the third can, give it a swish. Our water is boiling. I have 8 ounces of spaghetti. I'm going to break in here. I have one of my frozen tomato paste going in. I'm going to go ahead and add our herbs and spices. So I have basil. I'll put 2 teaspoons of basil, 1 teaspoon of oregano, 1 teaspoon of garlic powder. Oh goodness, made a mess. 1 teaspoon of onion powder. I'm going to add about teaspoon of sugar. Do not put oil in your pasta water. Do not cut and do not coat your pasta with oil or butter. It just hinders the sauce from getting in there and penetrating the pasta. Let's add a pinch of pepper. And a good pinch of salt. We're going to turn that to a medium-low and just let it simmer until we're ready to assemble this dinner. So this is about 2.5 ounces of Parmesan cheese. Go ahead and grate this whole thing in this pasta. In this sauce right here. And this little piece to keep safe my knuckles, I'm just going to chop it up into small little pieces and just let it dissolve in here. Frozen tomato paste is dissolved. Let's give it a taste and see if it needs anything. It's actually pretty good. I am going to add a little bit of salt, a little bit of pepper, and I'm going to add another teaspoon, so that's total 2 teaspoons of garlic powder. Perfect. Turn that back up to medium-low. I'm going to go ahead and strain the pasta. I'm just going to let this sauce simmer for about 10 minutes. It's already been about 10 minutes. And then we're going to add the pasta and we're going to eat dinner. So that was a very, very productive day. We've got 3 pizzas for the freezer. We have 3 pans of cinnamon rolls also for the freezer. 14 hamburger buns for when we need to make hamburgers going in the freezer. And for dinner tonight, we're having breadsticks with spaghetti and meat sauce. And we also got our kitchen cleaned. We've got all the counters clean and sanitized. We wiped all the cabinets We cleaned the floors. We cleaned the trash can and the trash can cabinet. Very productive day today. So you don't have to do everything in one day. But I just figured while all of the dough was doing its rising, I can clean something. So we made all the dough at the same time, let it do its first rise. Then we went through and started cleaning. We made our cinnamon rolls, got those in the freezer. And while the hamburger buns was doing its second rise, we did the floors, got them all nice and scrubbed. And since we had to cook dinner anyway, I went ahead and saved one of the pizza doughs, and I made some cheesy breadsticks to go with our easy dinner for such a busy day. Spaghetti with meat sauce with homemade tomato sauce. So if you would, go ahead and give this video a like, and while you're at it, go ahead and subscribe. We will love to have you part of the Grammy family. So until next time, y'all have a blessed day. Bye, friends.